Hello, stock traders and investors. I hope all of you had a good day. Today was kind of a lackluster day on the market, but with a couple of great picks. Today I finished with a 1.25% gain, so it's good to be back in the winners column, that's for sure. So far month to date, if you are following the top 7 and some of the extra stocks that we have, you should have close to a 10.78% return month to date. Year to date, my return is 276.09%, so that is way above my 200% goal, so I'm excited about that, and a new record. So today, I had no intraday trades to report. But the reason is because I picked NTN. But the problem was I was driving to the airport and I was dropping some people off today. You can have your wife do a lot of things for you while you're driving a car, but day trading is probably not one of them. Not a good idea anyway. So we did our best while being on the road. It was very challenging, but it was a fun day. So today I didn't trade NTN. It would have been a great pick because it really surged today once it passed that level of resistance. There was lots of opportunity there. So I missed out on that, but if you can't focus on an intraday trade, highly recommend not doing it. You've got to focus on that thing, and that has got to be what you're working on, and nothing else can be in the way. So life gets in the way sometimes, and you do have to be in front of a computer to be a successful intraday trader. And I like to do my intraday trading on Webull, and the reason is because you can trade so early in the morning, 3 a.m. Central all the way till 7 p.m. at night. There's lots of tools and lots of runners and top performers and a lot of great stuff. You get one free stock when you sign up, you get another free stock when you deposit money. So check that out in the description down below. It's a very powerful broker and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a good broker. So I have quite a few sales to report. I kind of went on a selling spree. I needed to thin the herd. I had too many stocks at the point where I wasn't comfortable. I don't like to have too many. I like to be able to focus on what I have. I'm just not able to do that when I'm up around 15 or more in my Catalyst portfolio, but that's what's going on right now. So I sold GPRE, and what a fantastic pick that was. Really great. Had a 29% gain on it. So that is pretty fantastic over the week that I had it. Had it around a week because it kept having insider activity. And so I just kind of reset the clock and the time frame that I was looking for. It was a great gainer and did really well. I sold EDUC and made a small gain on this, a 1% gain. I felt fortunate to come out with 1% gain because at first it really dipped down below there. I felt like it was good. I got a good exit point on it and I feel pretty satisfied with it anyway. The next is UGI. Sold UGI for a 0.26% gain, so just a really small gain. This one just never took off. The insider activity, for whatever reason, it just never reacted to it, and that's okay. We were able to sell it for a small gain, so hopefully you were able to get that at a small gain also. The next is PFE, Pfizer. Pfizer had a rough week, that's for sure, with the whole Russia thing and all that craziness. I sold it for a 0.76% loss, so a really small loss. Being what happened and what went on, I feel like Pfizer really held up. It's really too bad, but anyway, sold it for a small loss, move on. And then MFA, this one did not do well. It had terrific insider activity, and so I was a little befuddled by the whole thing, but finished with an 8.56% loss. It was time to move on and put my money to work somewhere else. And sometimes you just need to do that to not become a bag holder. It's just really important that you sell that stock and just move on. So I see so many buyers that ask me so many questions, really struggle with knowing what the level of support is. They don't know how to buy just above those levels. I use level 2. Level 2 is the fastest, most up-to-date. It's faster than a chart, and it helps me to find a good entry price. So what I like to do is I like to find a big level of support, maybe someone who's got 25,000 shares as a limit order or limit buy. And then I'll go in 1 penny better than them, just right above that level of support. And then when there is a sell-off, it'll come down to that level and then typically not fall below it. And I tend to find where I can get good deals in entry points by doing that. And so that's kind of a little trick, and you got to have level 2 to do that. Webull has fantastic level 2. Also Schwab does, but they do charge you for it. Webull does charge you for it also. Most of your brokers are going to charge you a little bit of money, but I say it's very much worth it because it helps you to get a good price when you buy. It helps you to get a good price when you sell. So it really helps you and fills you with information how the orders are going and how you can fit that in. And surprisingly, Robinhood has really pretty terrific level 2. If I was to rate anything on Robinhood the best, I would say their level 2 is what I rate the best. Pretty happy with it in seeing it. It's got a really nice visual to it, so definitely it works. The market moves really fast. If you want the quickest updates and you want to be armed with good people trying to help you. I highly recommend our Patreon group down below. We have a Discord that's attached to that where we have a chat, and so much good information goes over that chat. It's a really good community of almost 200 stock traders, and you can definitely learn a lot by being part of it. So I highly recommend it. For the small amount that it costs, in one good trade, you're gonna make that money back, no problem. So check that out in the description down below. I think it's really worthwhile. So let's get to the ones that are not in the top 7 first. And there's quite a few of them. I'm still in quite a few stocks, 14 to be exact. Bought quite a few more today, but lowered it by 1. So hey, we're getting a little better. Let's start with ZSAN. The reason why ZSAN is not in the top 7 is because its PDUFA date isn't until October 20th. I said November yesterday, but that was incorrect. I didn't have my notes with me. I didn't write down the PDUFA date on that, and so that was my fault. But today it finished down 2.16%, so not very good. But I'm thinking longer term in this. So this stock, I'm probably going to hold it well into October and maybe all the way to the date. My average in it is $1.36. I saw an opportunity when it dipped down below that I wanted to get into it. When it was at $1.70, $1.80, I didn't like it up there, and so I just waited for it to come down and pick some up. So it was really great. The next one is AQST. This is not in the top 7 because its PDUFA date isn't until September 27th. So it is still a long ways away. I have a terrific average in this, and today it did pretty well. Finished up 3.28%. My average in it is $5.35. This has a long ways to go, and there's a lot of analysts who say this stock is worth anywhere between $18 to $24 a share. So I think this could really run just with that big of an opinion of it. Next is TTOO, and TTOO, yeah, this has been a tough one, no doubt. It started off in the 130s forever, shot up to $2.30, dumped back down all the way down to the $1.40 level, slowly worked its way up, had a reverse split vote. They canceled that. That was gone. So then it went to 220 again. And then after earnings, which I don't understand because they raised guidance and it was a great earnings call. But after that, it dropped down again, and now it's around the 160 range. It just makes no sense. This is kind of a crazy stock, but I'm long-term in this stock. I'm not thinking a short-term gain on this. I am looking to sell it sometime in the year 2020. I believe in this company very much. So they have a terrific sepsis test that really saves time and saves lives. And so I think it's really important. Also, the other thing you kind of need to keep in mind of this is that we're expecting FDA approval and also EUA approval on this soon on some of the different tests that they have. If one of those gets approved, this thing is going to shoot through the roof and you're going to be left out. So don't get shaken out of your shares. In fact, I highly recommend with TTOO, especially during earnings time, I saw lots of fake information on Stocktwits, and you can learn nothing by following the Stocktwits feed on a stock. I mean, I just think that that's full of a lot of people who want to hurt you, a lot of bears that are on there that are trying to shake you out of their shares so that they can cover their short. And so it's just, I just don't find any value in that. So that's something you might think about going into earnings, that you may not watch it that day. I think that's a good time to stay out of that room. Okay, so the next is RCUS. RCUS finished down 1.82% today. I have an average of $23.45 in this. So I like this because Terry Rosen, the CEO, he bought shares in the company. And so it was a very bullish sign. And so I think this is one that's going to be really good. The next one is SAFE. S-A-F-E. So today it finished just barely up, finished up 0.95%. Its average that I have for it is $51.93. And iStar has been buying shares, and they have a history of buying shares for a long period of time. Last year they bought shares for 6 months straight. And so I'm hoping that that continues again. If it doesn't, then I'll find a good exit point on it. But so far so good, and SAFE is a good, safe investment. I like that. And then the next one is UPWK. So I'm sorry, I'm in a lot of stocks, so we got to cover all these. Up 2.39% today, so it had a good day, and so far this one's been great. Haven't had this too long, really. This is just barely outside of the top 7. My average in it is $14.22, doing pretty well. But Gregory Gretsch, he purchased shares, and he's got the last name of a guitar maker, and so I like that. Anyway, it was a very bullish sign. UPWK, I think it can really move up. This one's out of the top 7 too, but the top 7's got a lot of competition today. It's TACO, and I called this out yesterday, and man, it finished up 11.37% today. My average in it's only $8.09. Director purchased shares. Multiple directors have actually purchased shares in this, and it is really responding, and it's really moving up. So TACO is a great stock. I expect it to go up further. Well, let's get to these top 7 because there's so much good stuff going on. Okay, number 7 is LPCN. So this one has a PDUFA date coming up in the next couple of weeks, right around August 28th. My average in it's $1.90, and today it finished even. I think a big run-up is coming up on this one. This is for a testosterone replacement therapy that I think is very marketable, and I think it's got a good chance of FDA approval, so LPCN is a good stock to have. Number 6 is ADMA. ADMA finished up 4.12% today. My average in it is $2.92. When a CFO buys shares, that's actually my favorite. Now, the reason being is because no one knows the finances of a company better than the CFO. So if they take their own money and put it into a company, they're expecting the stock price to go up. I'm expecting ADMA to do really, really well. They are perfectly positioned within their sector to really do well over the short term. I think this is a stock that's got a lot of potential, and I think it's really good. The next one, and this is a brand new insider, so brand new one, is HOG. This happened today, HOG. This is Harley Davidson. They finished up 3.79% today. My average in is $28.39, so really not that good. I paid a little extra for it. I got excited when I saw that insider activity, but I think over the next week that this stock's really going to climb. The chairman bought $2 million worth of shares today, and I felt like the activity was bullish, and so I'm expecting a really good move up on HOG and should do well. Number 4 is CTVA. It finished up 2.63% today. My average in it is $26.77. 3 different officers have bought shares in this company, and so CTVA I think is one that's really got a lot of explosive potential to move upward, and so that's why it's in the top 7 at number 4. Number 3, and insider activity keeps on happening on this every single day. Today had more insider activity to it, and that is Red Rock Resort, so RRR. It finished up 0.46%, just a little bit, but in after hours it climbed quite a bit over the reaction to the Fertitta family buying more shares, and so they've been buying huge amounts of shares, and they are just buying up like crazy. My average in it is $15.02, and I think that this one is going to continue to move up because if the insider activity continues, it's going to continue that direction, so I think it's very good. Number 2, and I'm really excited about this pick, and I almost chose this as a phase data run-up anyway, but I kind of got scared away from it. But then when I saw the insider activity, I'm like, both? We have insider activity and a phase run-up? Wow, this is really great. So EIGR, and I think this is going to be a really great stock, and let me explain why. I'm barely up in it. My average is $11.48. This is a great one to get in, and this should be a great run-up till the end of the month, so it's kind of a double whammy, which I love those. So today it finished up 1.86%, not a huge amount. 2 directors bought shares in open market. They paid the exact same price me or you would pay, and so that is really good. They have phase data due on August 27th through 29th. This insider activity was about 2 weeks ahead of that. Now, if you are within 2 weeks of doing something and something positive happens with the company, then you can be subject to an SEC investigation with insider activity. That's illegal insider activity. So this is just outside of that. Anyway, phase data coming up and 2 directors buying insider activity. My guess is they would not spend their own money on the stock if they did not think the phase data was positive. So they're inside the company, they know what's going on, they're outside of that 2-week window. EIGR I think is a really good stock. That would be one to get into, and I think it could pop huge. So I think that one's going to be really good. And number one is BCRX. It finished up 15.87%. Right away, I call this out on our Patreon group, and this is a reason why you want to be part of our Patreon group. With our Discord, everyone got a notification saying, hey, there was insider activity by the CFO. Hello, CFO. My average in it is $4.26. I had a hard time getting in this morning. I was looking for a dip, and a dip just never happened. This thing just continued upward, and so I paid a little bit more than I wanted to, but it just continued up, and I don't think it's anywhere close to being done. So this is a good one to get into. This is brand new to the list, and I think it's going to be really strong. I do a lot of work for this list, so if you could do me a huge favor, and please just hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you're seeing me for the first time and you're like, who's this guy? I like what he has to say. Please subscribe and then turn on those bell notifications so you get notified whenever a new video comes out. I enjoy talking with each and every one of you every day. There are so many fun things that I get to share with you, and let's hope for a great end of the week. Let's finish this week off strong. Raythoven out.